When Disneyland first opened in 1955, it was clear to the public that this wasn't your run-of-the-mill amusement park. With its highly detailed lands, attractions, and familiar characters, guests could be immersed into the fantasy world that they had grown to love through Walt's films. To this day, the Disney parks have kept well with this theme, and have become insanely successful because of it. But you know how it is. Whether it be a theme park, movie, or young adult book series, when something strikes gold, everyone else wants to jump on the bandwagon to see if they can garner just a fraction of the success that the original had. So today, we're taking a look at the 5 biggest Disney park knockoffs. Just wait till you see number 1. Before we continue, I'd just like to put it out there that I post Disney and theme park related content every single week, so if that all sounds good to you, then please hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell so you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Alright, let's do this. Number 5. Europa Park. Following Disneyland Paris, this German theme park ranks as the 2nd most popular theme park in Europe. It's not a Disney park, but it might as well be. Where do we begin with this place? Well, there's Pirates in Batavia, a water dark ride that resembles Pirates of the Caribbean, Ghost House, a spooky dark ride inspired by, you guessed it, the Haunted Mansion, Universum der Energy, a dark ride with animatronic dinosaurs that attempts to explain where energy comes from, kinda like the now extinct Epcot attraction, Ellen's Energy Adventure, and then there's the holy grail of knockoff attractions, Eurosat, an indoor roller coaster located inside a geodesic sphere structure that looks remarkably similar to this Epcot landmark. The ride itself is a futuristic indoor roller coaster themed around space travel. Yeah, it's basically like if Disney put Space Mountain inside the Epcot ball. So it's safe to say that Europa Park has borrowed more than a few attractions from its Disney counterparts. Oh, and did I mention that their mascot is also a friendly cartoon mouse? Number 4. Lotte World. In South Korea, you can find a magical place called Lotte World. This theme park is admired by many for its innovation and design. I mean, look at it. Lotte World rivals Disney in its beauty. But that's not to say that it didn't borrow a few things here and there. For one, the park is home to a giant blue and white castle. It's pretty hard not to think of the Disney parks when you see this gorgeous landmark. It should also be noted that like the Disneyland Resort, this park is divided into 2 distinct theme parks, Magic Island, a man-made island, and Adventure, an indoor park. Within Lotte World, you can find Adventures of Sinbad, which is basically Pirates of the Caribbean, only with Sinbad. You can ride Pharaoh's Fury, an attraction that resembles Disneyland's Indiana Jones adventure with its incredible effects, scenery, and motion-based technology. And you can also see a really cool nighttime spectacular show called Fantastic Odyssey. It might remind you a little bit of Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios. Lotte World even has an answer to Mickey ears. Guests sport a variety of animal ears as they walk around the park, ranging from cat ears to bunny ears to tiger ears. Number 3. Dreamworld. It's the largest theme park in Thailand and known by some as Bangkok Disneyland. How did it get this nickname? Well, for one, the park's entrance strongly resembles this Disney favorite. And surprisingly, 2 of the park's lands are named Adventureland and Fantasyland. Even more surprising, this Adventureland is home to the Haunted Mansion and Space Mountain. Well, formerly Space Mountain, it's now called the Black Hole Coaster, but it still bears a striking resemblance to its Disney counterpart. The Haunted Mansion doesn't share quite as many similarities to the Disney version. I mean, it's a haunted mansion, but you walk through it instead of taking a doom buggy. But hey, if that's not Disney enough for you, you can always take the monorail tour or head over to Fantasyland to visit Sleeping Beauty's castle. Number 2. Shijingshan Amusement Park. Okay, now we're getting into serious knockoff territory. In 1986, this theme park opened in Beijing, China with the slogan, "Disney is too far to go. Please come to Shijingshan." And in 2007, it was uncovered by ABC News that much of the park looked eerily similar to parts of the Disney parks, and that they were using popular Disney characters without permission. The park actually defended the use of these characters by saying they were based on those from Grimm's fairy tales, and not from Disney. But if this were the case, then why do their designs and coloring so closely match the Disney versions of these characters? And to my knowledge, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Mickey Mouse aren't from Grimm's fairy tales, not to mention Bugs Bunny, Hello Kitty, Shrek, and the Minions. When asked about the park's use of Disney characters, Shijingshan's president had an interesting response.
我们没有跟迪士尼有这种联系。
米老鼠什么的有吗？没有，没有是吗？
我们是大耳猫，我们是猫，你注意一下。
So, soon after all of this was uncovered, Disney threatened to take legal action against the park. Shijingshan took the easy way out and had all of the Disney characters removed. But with that being said, a lot of Disney knockoffs remain in the park. They have a main street, a castle, a spaceship Earth ball, and many other familiar attractions, including a Dumbo-like elephant ride, a shooting game dark ride that looks just like Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, a Soarin' Around the World ripoff in Spaceship Earth called Soarin' in the Sky. Almost everything in the park feels eerily familiar. Number 1. Nara Dreamland. This now defunct park makes the top of this list because it managed to capture the essence of Disneyland in a way that no other non-Disney park could. It had a main street, a pink and blue fairy tale castle, a Matterhorn, a monorail, a jungle cruise, and even a Tomorrowland. So how did all of this come into fruition? In 1959, a group of Japanese investors tried to convince executives at the Walt Disney Company to build a second Disney theme park in Japan. Keep in mind that this was long before Tokyo Disneyland opened. Long story short, Disney wasn't ready to get on board with this idea, and thus, Nara Dreamland was built without their blessing. The park did an incredible job of replicating the feel of Disneyland, and as a result, would remain the top Japanese theme park for the next 20 years, until the opening of Tokyo Disneyland in 1983. Due to low attendance, the park ended up closing its doors in 2006 and would remain abandoned until its demolition in 2017. Have you ever wondered what Disneyland would look like if there were a zombie apocalypse? Well, the abandoned Nara Dreamland gave curious trespassers a glimpse of what that might look like. And of course, there's plenty of footage and photos online, so if you're curious to see more, it's not hard to find with a quick Google search. I would also highly recommend checking out Defunctland's video on the history of Nara Dreamland. If you don't know who Defunctland is, you should, because he makes incredible documentary-style videos on theme park history. Seriously, his videos are like Netflix quality, and he deserves a lot more subscribers than he has. So click on that card up there if you'd like a more in-depth look at this fascinating theme park. So I hope y'all enjoyed this inside look at Disney park knockoffs from around the world. Not everyone lives close to a Disney park. For those who reside in Germany, South Korea, or Thailand, these parks bring the Disney magic a little closer to home. And I think that's pretty cool. I don't know about you, but I'd be curious to see some of these parks for myself. And that brings us to the question of the day. Given the chance, which of these parks would you be most interested in visiting? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, as well as hit the subscribe button down below for new Disney content every single week. Alright y'all, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a magical day.